Welcome to classes by Inspire Physics. Today we are going to see an important section of alternating current, that is alternating current applied to series combination of an inductor, capacitor and a resistor. So in the previous class you have seen how does the current varies if you apply the alternating EMF to an inductor separately, capacitor separately as well as a resistor separately. So we have the combination of inductor, capacitor and resistor in series, and we are going to apply an alternating EMF to the combination. Okay, so I will start with the circuit diagram. See, we have an inductor having self-induction capital L, coefficient of self-induction inductance capital L, then capacitor having capacitance C, and a resistor having resistance R. All these we are going to connect in series. Now we have an alternating EMF. It will produce a potential difference of V is equal to Vm sin omega t. Okay, this is our voltage. Voltage V, the power supply, alternating power supply, which produces a potential difference of Vm sin omega t. Vm is the peak value of the voltage. Now it will start sending current in this direction. Okay, current will start to flow through the inductor, then capacitor and resistor. And we know that these components are connected in series. So the current through each component will be the same. Okay, if this is the voltage, we can assume the current is represented by the equation Im sin omega t plus phi. What is phi? Phi is the phase difference between the net current flowing through the combination as well as the voltage applied. So there is a phase difference phi between voltage and the current. Okay, so we have seen the circuit diagram. Now we know that when the alternating current flow through the inductance, what happens? There will be some opposition provided by the inductor, that is called inductive reactance. In capacitor also there will be the opposition, and in resistor also there will be the opposition. Now we will see the voltage across each component. Okay. See, across inductance, we can see the voltage across inductance is, we can write equation V peak value voltage. Okay, we can say VLM is equal to, it will be equal to IM. IM is the peak value current into XL. What is XL? XL is the inductive reactance. Similarly, across the capacitor, we have VC. Cm we can say, across the capacitor peak value of voltage across the capacitor is equal to the peak value of current into the capacitive reactance XC. Across the resistor we have Vrm is equal to Im into R. These are the peak values of voltages across the inductance, capacitance and the resistor. So we have got the peak values. Okay. Now we know that when we add these three voltage across inductor, capacitor and resistor, it should be equal to V. So generally we can write a relation. If you write VL is a net voltage across inductor plus voltage across a capacitor plus voltage across a resistor. By Kirchhoff's law, when you add these three, it should be equal to V. V is a supplied voltage. Now we see the phase relationship. Okay, we know that when alternating current is flowing through inductor, we know that current is lagging behind voltage by an angle pi by 2. In capacitor, the current is leading by pi by 2. In resistor, the current and voltage are in phase. Okay, now we will see one by one the phase relationships. Now first we will see for the inductor. We can draw the phase relation for inductor. For example, we will first draw the quadrant. This is a quadrant. Okay. We just take the current first. Okay, this is the current. The vector representing, the phasor representing the current. The length of this vector will be equal to Im. Okay, we already seen this in previous classes. The length will be equal to Im, peak value current. Now we know that for inductor, what happens? Inductor actually current is lagging behind voltage. In other words, we can say the voltage is leading the current. Voltage leads the current. Okay, current lags voltage, or we can say voltage lead. So if you have drawn the vector for current, see what is the angle here? current, it has angle omega t plus phi. We can represent like this. This is omega t plus phi with respect to the reference line, omega t plus phi. This is the current. What about the voltage? Voltage across the inductance, we can represent here. See, this will be the voltage across inductance. What will be this angle? This angle will be pi by 2. So voltage is actually leading. Okay, anti-clockwise rotation, this is in front leading. So this is pi by 2. What will be this? This will be the voltage. Can say voltage across a inductance, VL. Okay, VL is a value. What is the length of VL? The phasor VL. The length of phasor VL will be equal to VLM. So this length will be VLM. This length will be IM. Okay, we have got one phasor diagram. Now we will see for capacitor. Similarly for capacitor, in the same manner we can represent. See, we just draw the quadrants. First we start to draw the current. This is the current. The length of this phasor will be equal to peak value current Im. Okay, this angle is as usual that we have seen here, omega t plus phi. Okay, this is omega t plus phi. Now what we are going to see is what? We need to find the voltage across the capacitor. And we know that in capacitor, the current is leading. Or in other words, we can say voltage is lagging. Okay, this is the current, voltage lags by an angle pi by 2. We can draw the voltage across capacitor. This is a phasor for voltage across capacitor. So this is lagging by an angle pi by 2. So here voltage is lag. What is the length of this phasor VC? It will be equal to VCM, the peak value. Okay, length of this vector I will be equal to IM, the peak value current. Now we will see third one for the resistor. We will see for resistor it is easy because they are in phase. See, when you draw the phasor for resistor, if this is a current phasor for current, this angle is omega t plus phi. Then voltage across the resistor we can represent along the same. Okay, VR we can represent. What is the length of this phasor? Length of phasor VR is equal to VRM. Length of phasor I is equal to IM. So we have got three phasors. Now we need to combine because we have combination of these three components. We need to combine. So we can draw these three together in a single diagram. See, I'm just going to draw this here. First I am going to draw the quadrants. Okay. Now first I will draw the current. This is a current, phasor representing current. Length will be equal to IM. And now I can say this angle. What will be this angle? This angle as usual it will be equal to omega t plus phi. Okay, let's make an angle omega t plus phi. Now, voltage across resistor along the same phasor. So I can say this is VR. This is VR. Length of VR will be equal to VRM, peak value. Now we need to see the voltage across the inductor. Make an angle pi by 2 with the VL, with I. Okay, so I'm just drawing this with respect to this. This is VL. Okay, just making an angle pi by 2. Pi by 2 is leading, voltage leading. Then I need to represent VC. See, this will be VC. Okay, this is VC. This is a lagging current by pi by 2. So actually we have taken current as a reference. Then with respect to current, we have seen vectors of voltage across resistor, voltage across inductor, voltage across capacitor. Now we need to solve this. Okay, we need to solve this. We had three vectors. We need to add these three vectors. So we have seen here these two vectors are in opposite direction. Okay, these two vectors are in opposite direction. Then the resultant, how will you find? We need to add these two. So the resultant of these two will be VC plus VL. Now I have drawn this VEC longer in length. So two vectors in opposite direction. The resultant of these two will be, we need to subtract this. Actually we need to add, but they are in opposite direction. So we need to subtract. See, I subtract from VC this length VL. So if this is the length VL, if this length is VL, what is the remaining? This remaining will be, this is full VC. This length equal to VL. What is the remaining? It will be equal to VL minus VC. So VC minus VL. Okay, this is VC minus VL. So I now need only this vector and the remaining vector VR, because we have already solved this. We added these two vectors. When you add, one is positive, other one is negative, opposite direction. So we have taken Vz minus Vl. This is Vz minus Vl. I'll just shade it, Vz minus Vl. This is the vector Vz minus Vl. And we have another vector VR, already we have drawn. The voltage across a resistor. This is the voltage across a resistor. Now they are perpendicular to each other. How will you find the resultant of these two? To find the resultant, we need a parallelogram law. Okay, we can draw parallelogram. So by parallelogram, we can find the resultant. Now I just draw the diagonal. This will be the diagonal. This diagonal will be the resultant. Okay, resultant of VR and Vz minus, that will be equal to V. See, this is V. What will be the length of this vector? The length of this vector will be equal to Vm. Okay, length of V will be equal to Vm. Length of VR is equal to what? It will be equal to Vrm. Okay, then length of Vc minus Vl will be equal to what will be Vcm minus Vlm. These are the magnitudes. So this is the voltage. This voltage will be this voltage. So what is the angle for that voltage? Will be equal to omega t. So I can mark here, this angle will be omega t. This will be omega t. This will be omega t plus 5. Then what will be this angle? This angle will be equal to phi. Okay, this angle will be equal to phi. Clear. So we have got the net voltage. This is a net voltage. They are having equation Vm sin omega. This is a net voltage. Phasor corresponding net voltage. And this is a current. Okay, so we have got the equation. Actually, we have the equation net voltage equal to VR plus Vc plus VL. Now we need to find, we need to solve, we need to find the value of V. Okay, value of V. Now we have got a triangle like this. I'll just draw the triangle once again. This is VR, and this is Vc minus Vl. Then by parallelogram law, this is V. Okay, this angle is phi. If this is Vc minus Vl, this length also, we can consider this vector also Vc minus Vl. This is VR. I'll write it to VR here. Okay, this is VR. This is Vc minus Vl. So these two are perpendicular to each other. What is the resultant V? So I can say V square is equal to, what I can say, VR square plus Vc minus Vl the whole square. Okay, V square. What is the length of V? Length of V is Vm square. I can say Vm. It is Vm square is equal to, what is the length of VR? VR is equal to VRCM. Okay, sorry, VRM. What is VRM? Im into R. I can say Im into R the whole square plus Vc minus Vl. What is Vc? Length of Vc. Length we need to take. Length of Vc is equal to Vcm. That is Im by Xc minus Im by XL. Okay, VL means the length of VL is equal to VLM. Then whole square. Here Im square. Here also Im we can take common. There will be square. We can take common. We have Im square. What is left? R square plus Xc minus XL the whole square. So dividing Vm square by Im square is equal to what? That will be equal to R square plus Xc minus XL the whole square. Now we need Vm by Im. What is Vm by Im? Vm by Im is equal to what? Square root. Square root of R square plus Xc minus XL the whole square. What is Vm by Im? The peak value of the voltage, the effective voltage, as well as the peak value of current. It will be equal to a resistance. So we have the resistance of the combination of inductance, capacitor and resistor. That will represent by a symbol capital Z. Capital Z represents impedance. Impedance means it is effective opposition for the current flow by the combination of inductor, capacitor and resistor. It's effective opposition. So we call it by impedance. So What is impedance? Impedance is the effective opposition represented by symbol capital Z. What is the equation of impedance? Impedance has the equation r square root of r square plus, what is xc? We know xc means xc is equal to 1 by omega c. Okay. XL means omega L, that we have seen in previous classes. We can take like this, 1 by omega c minus omega L the whole square. This will be the impedance. Okay, so we have got the impedance. Impedance equal to root of r square plus 1 by omega c minus omega L the whole square. Now we have one more thing. We need to find the phase difference phi. Phi is the phase difference. How will you find the phi? Say in this triangle, you can take tan phi. What is tan phi in the figure? Tan phi means opposite side VC minus VL divided by adjacent side is VR. Again, tan phi is equal. What is VC minus VL? VC means I into IM. We know that is VC. VC is equal to IM into XC minus VL. IM into XL by VR means IM into R. So IM cancels in numerator and denominator. So what is tan phi? Tan phi is equal to XC minus XL divided by R. Or we can say tan phi is equal to what? Tan phi is equal to XC minus XL. XC means 1 by omega C minus omega L the whole divided by R. This is the value of tan phi, the phase difference. Phase difference between the effective voltage as well as the net current. This is a phase difference. Okay, so we have got equation of phase difference as well as impedance. Impedance means the effective opposition provided by the provided by the circuit for the alternating current. Because we have the circuit containing 3 elements in series. So effectively they will produce an opposition represented by the term impedance. And we have got equation of impedance root of r square plus 1 by omega c minus omega L the whole square. A few things you need to remember here are, when we take the phasors, see if this is current, the length of this phasor will be equal to what? Peak value current. The length of this phasor is equal to peak value of VR, that is VR. Okay. VL, what is the length of this vector? It will be equal to VLM. And what is the length of this vector VC? It will be equal to VCM. That we need to remember. Okay. So we have got expression for tan phi, is that also. Now we have one more relation we can have cos phi. From this triangle, we can have cos. What is cos phi? Cos phi is equal to, how will you find cos phi? It is adjacent side by hypotenuse. Okay, VR by V. VR by V. Now cos phi is equal to, what is VR? VR is equal to, we know IM into R. What is V here? We need to find V. How will you find V? V is equal to IM into, okay, the effective, that will be impedance. Okay, IM into Z will be V. See, Vm by Im, we have seen Z. See, we have Vm by Im is equal to, it will be equal to Z. Then what will be Vm? So we have Vm by Im. Now we have Im into Z will be equal to Vm. The length of vector V will be Vm. So Im into Z. We can say Vm is equal to Im into Z. Vm, the length of this vector is Vm. So I can say Vm is equal to Im into Z. Cancelling, what will you get? Cos phi is equal to R by Z. Okay, we have got a few important relations. Cos phi, cos of the phase difference between effective voltage and effective current. Then we have seen tan phi, that is actually phase difference. Phi is the phase difference. We have seen phi in terms of cos as well as tan. Then we have got equation for impedance. Okay. Now we can modify this diagram. The same diagram we can modify in another manner also. And then that diagram is called, that triangle is called impedance triangle or impedance diagram. See, how will you modify this? See, the same triangle. So we have a triangle with an angle phi. It's a right angle triangle. This angle is 90 degree. Now we can draw the same triangle here. See, I'm just drawing a right angle triangle. This is a right angle triangle. This is the angle phi. Okay. This is a 90 degree. This is a hypotenuse. Here hypotenuse is the net voltage. So the voltage, instead of voltage, we will use the net impedance Z here. And here we use, instead of VR, what we will use? Actually, what is VR? The length of VR will be equal to VRM, it is equal to Im into R. So proportionally we will use the resistance R. And what will be this? Vc minus VL, or we can use the resistors. That is, what is the resistance value corresponding to this? It will be equal to XC minus XL. Okay, this is called a impedance diagram. So we have the impedance diagram. Now from the impedance diagram, if you have the impedance diagram, easily we can get the values of tan phi and cos phi. How? See, in this triangle, find cos phi. What is cos phi? Cos phi is equal to, how can you say? It will be the adjacent side divided by hypotenuse. It is R by Z. Okay, then how will you find tan phi? Tan phi is equal to, we have tan phi is equal to opposite side XC minus XL by adjacent side R. So we have seen here XA minus XL by R. So this triangle is important. This triangle is called this diagram is called impedance diagram, or we can say triangle is called impedance triangle. So impedance triangle, the same triangle we have just drawn here. So making some change in the orientation. Okay, this is this angle is 90 degree. Here also we have the 90 degree angle. The same triangle we have drawn here. This is known as impedance diagram. Okay. So that's about alternating current applied to a series combination of inductance, capacitance and resistance. Okay. Thank you.